Are you fed up with rising grocery costs?
This budget meal plan won't just make your mouth water, it'll cut your grocery budget in half.
We used to spend over $200 every week buying steak, and more steak.
And even if we could dream to eat steak every night, with the rising inflation and higher grocery prices, we've had to make some changes.
But that doesn't mean you can't have delicious carnivore meals.
So in this video, we're gonna give you an inside look into these budget-friendly meals that anyone can make so that you can save money and experience the life-changing benefits of the carnivore diet. And this week, I was being extra careful to stick to our grocery budget because prices are so high. And usually for breakfast, we are having coffee with cream. But recently, the cream prices have skyrocketed, and they are almost $13 per half gallon. And this week is when I noticed that if I just make a quick swap for half and half, it cuts the price in half. So my half and half was only about $5 for the half gallon for the same amount of carbs. So I get 2 tablespoons of half and half for 1 carb, which is the same amount for cream. So that's a swap that we made this week. But obviously, if you can just spend that extra money, the cream is better because it has more fat. But that is a little trick to save some money in your budget.
Next, let's move on to lunches. My lunch for the entire week only cost us $3. Can you guess what it might be? If you guess eggs, you're right. I usually have 6 scrambled eggs every day for lunch.
So 6 scrambled eggs for the entire week turns out to be 30 eggs for the entire week. And usually we try to meal prep those eggs, which has been tricky because I don't even think I can get 30 eggs to fit in a frying pan.
So meal prepping 6 scrambled eggs every night before bed becomes really annoying really quickly.
I think we would debate whose chore it would have to be every night.
Usually it was me. But I still want to eat eggs because it fits in the carnivore space and it's really budget friendly. Here's our solution that we came up with to meal prep for the entire week really quickly.
We get 2 baking dishes, drizzle them with bacon grease and 1/4 cup butter in each, and add in 15 eggs to each one. These are then going to go into the oven for 350 degrees, uncovered for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we'll give these eggs a good stir and then return them to the oven for 10 more minutes. Make sure not to bake them too long if you want that fluffy restaurant-style texture. Next, we portion these out into glass containers so they're ready to go into his hot logic to get heated up on the job site. For my lunch, I think I would die of boredom if I ate 6 scrambled eggs every single day. So I like to mix it up a little bit. So here are 3 of the budget-friendly meals that I alternated this week. The first one is basically I take any of the leftover meat in the fridge and I turn it into a carnivore charcuterie. And so I'll add in some pork rinds, some boiled eggs, all that leftover meat. And this is a really great way to just kind of use up those little tidbits of things left in your fridge to make sure that nothing is going to waste. One of the other budget-friendly meals I like to make is carnivore chicken nuggets because ground chicken is also really economical.
So you may have noticed that we go through a ton of eggs every week. We usually buy about 5 or 6 dozen, and I go through 2.5 dozen just by myself. So we usually eat all 5 or 6 dozen every week.
But along with cooking eggs comes the dreaded egg pan. And recently we got a new kitchen gadget for Patrick's birthday that has made making eggs so much better. And I use this all the time in this next budget-friendly lunch, fried eggs and sausage.
You notice she said, she bought the frying pan for me. She uses it way more than I do. Just saying.
It's the thought that counts, right? There are our budget-friendly lunches. Patrick just has scrambled eggs for every lunch. And then I usually make 3 meals that I just alternate for the entire week. But then on Saturday mornings, we do like to make something a little bit more special.
Yeah, so growing up, Saturday breakfast was a big deal in my house. My dad would always make, eggs and grits and sausage and bacon and pancakes and all this stuff. But my favorite thing was biscuits and gravy. And we came up with a great carnivore option for biscuits and gravy if you haven't tried it out yet.
Basically, you just make sausage and then you thicken it with cream, add your salt, your pepper, take your sausage gravy, pour it over the scrambled eggs, and I promise you, you are not gonna miss the biscuits. Those eggs are such a good substitute because they're fluffy and soft, and if you're craving some gravy and biscuits, try this instead. It's
so there's our budget-friendly lunches for this week. Did we meet our $100 budget? Let's take a look at our dinners this week before we do a final cost breakdown. One of the most budget-friendly meats is the pork loin. Coming in at $1.94 a pound, we used half of this for grilled pork chops and half of it to make crispy pork carnitas.
Another staple in our budget meal plan this week was ground beef, and we bought a total of 10 pounds this week for $3.50 a pound. But even if you're just having ground beef, it doesn't mean you can't jazz it up a little bit.
So for my birthday, we went to Rodizio Grill. It's a Brazilian steakhouse. If you have never been, it's amazing. It's great for carnivores. They had this really delicious garlic parmesan beef. Now, garlic parmesan is not really super carnivore, but it's a special occasion. I made an exception. It was amazing.
Really good. And
Yes.
so we had to kind of bring that experience home, and that's when we created a garlic butter Parmesan beef bowl. It is so good, y'all. If you're okay with having a little bit of garlic, you definitely need to try it.
Speaking of ground beef, we made a huge change in our hamburger patties this week. Can you tell the difference? The one on the left was made by hand and the one on the right was made with a hamburger press. So I got another birthday present, and it is a hamburger press. And it's another great present that she uses all the time.
You make it sound like I bought these presents just for me, but it's not true. It's just I tend to be the cook in our house, but you also enjoy them. Last but not least, for our ground beef meals this week, we made our crispy bacon oven meatballs. And if y'all have not made them yet, make sure to click on this video because they are definitely one of my favorite ground beef recipes.
So there you have it, all of our budget-friendly meals for this week.
Breakfast, we had coffee with half and half. Lunches, Patrick had 6 scrambled eggs for all 6 of his lunch meals. I had carnivore charcuterie twice, chicken nuggets twice, and then fried eggs and sausage twice. And then we had our special Saturday brunch of sausage gravy on scrambled eggs.
Dinners, we had grilled pork chops 2 times. We also had crispy pork loin carnitas in the crock pot. We also had grilled burgers twice, crispy bacon meatballs, and garlic butter Parmesan beef bowls. Now for the final cost breakdown. The total cost of our groceries this week was 10 pounds of ground beef for $35.84, 1 pork loin for $11.06, 1 pound of ground chicken for $3.42, 1 block of cheese for $2, 5 dozen eggs for $6.50,
2 rolls of sausage for $2.97, 2 pints of half and half for $2.60, 2 bags of pork rinds for $2.38.
for a total cost of $80.03.
So we did make our $100 grocery budget, and in fact, we were under by $20, so we probably could have bought some steaks.
Yep. We hope this video showed you that eating carnivore diet on a budget is definitely possible. If you want to check out those crispy meatballs in the oven, click.
Crispy meatballs in the oven with bacon. Yum.
And we'll see y'all next time. Stay strong.